Welcome back to our Midweek chats. We hope you enjoyed the music and the word devotionals during the season of Lent. And we pray especially that walking through Holy Week and Easter Sunday renewed and heightened all our awareness of God's wondrous love. The Easter Sunday message asks the question, do you believe in Easter? And it's understandable how many people may want to believe in Easter, but might wonder if it's intellectually reasonable to believe that the resurrection of Jesus really happened. Well, over the next several weeks, I'd like to offer in these midweek chats some encouragement, some ways of realizing that intelligent people can accept this marvelous truth that Jesus was physically raised from the dead. It was over 40 years ago when the USA hockey team shocked the juggernaut Russian team in the Lake Placid Winter Olympics. And as the final seconds of the clock ticked down to zero, you'll remember the sports broadcaster Al Michaels famously crying out, "Do you believe in miracles?" Well, even though it was called the Miracle on Ice, a hockey game, no matter how unexpected the result, it really stretches the understanding of the word miracle. I mean, maybe nobody saw it coming for the USA team to upset the Soviets, but a win, as unlikely as it might have been, was fully within the realm of possibility. Well, the resurrection of Jesus Christ is truly a miracle, something that is beyond our finite human understanding, something that does not conform to any of the ways we understand the nature of life and death. And so it's natural for us to think, resurrection, it's impossible. Dead bodies do not come to life again. Well, the resurrection is only impossible if you don't believe that miracles can theoretically exist. The idea of resurrection is only impossible if you believe that the universe sort of just happened, and that this universe that just happened to exist is bound to operate by a closed system of its own defined laws and principles. But if the world was created by God, then the God who made the world and put it into operation established the laws and rules and principles that govern the cosmos. And as creator, such an all-powerful God has the power and the prerogative to intervene and to adapt those rules if God desires. I like how the physicist John Polkinghorne once expressed. He said, "Miracles are not to be interpreted as divine acts against the laws of nature, for those laws are themselves expressions of God's will, but as more profound revelations of the character of the divine relationship to the creation." Of course, the resurrection of Jesus is not something that you or I or anyone could replicate in a scientific lab. The resurrection of Jesus is a miracle. That's the point. And resurrection was as much a miracle to the people in the first century world as it is today. It's something that just defies any natural expectation, and that's the point. The resurrection of Jesus was a dramatic intervention by God to validate the lordship of Christ, and it gives you and me reason to believe in the seemingly impossible hope that we too will receive resurrection after we die. So if you are firm in assuming that miracles cannot happen, no amount of evidence will change your mind. But if we allow ourselves to consider it, as many scientists are increasingly affirming, that the universe does not necessarily operate exclusively by the rules we understand and accept. And if we allow ourselves to consider that there is a higher being who has the power to create and thus to recreate, then we can at least acknowledge the possibility that something truly miraculous happened on the third day after Jesus' crucifixion. Something that dramatically changed the followers of Jesus and that forever changed history. So, believing in the resurrection begins by accepting the possibility that the resurrection could happen. And I invite you to join me next week as we'll move on to the evidence as whether the resurrection really did happen. Well, before closing, I'd just like to offer a few brief announcements. First, tomorrow, Thursday at 10 a.m., there'll be a special event, especially for women. Candy Blackwood, who's a women's Bible study leader from Texas, will be here for a special one-time event. She'll be teaching on the trials we face from the first chapter of the book of James. And you can register for that event, call the church, or you can join us online as it will be live streamed, 10 a.m. on Thursday, April the 8th. This Saturday at 7 p.m., there'll be a concert. Jamal and Michelle Kuhl, who is the former pianist with the King's Brass. She's performed at VPC several times before. They'll be presenting a special concert of piano and organ duets. And you can either get a ticket to watch online or tickets will be available at the door. Next Wednesday, April 14th, we're having a work day. If you can help us organizing, cleaning, painting, sprucing up the Family Life Center as we welcome Family Promise to be on our campus with their offices at the end of the month. We'd love to have you join us, and you can sign up online to be part of that workday at our website, venicepres.org. And finally, I would just like to make a special invitation. We're looking for people who would like to be involved in praying for the people in our church family and for the needs of our church. You don't need to pray publicly in a church service. Just if you believe in the power of prayer and want to do whatever part you can to pray for our church and its people, please contact me. And even if you're out of town or you aren't able or comfortable leaving your home, if you feel a desire to pray with us, I'd love to know of your interest. Well, please join us for Sunday's worship, either online or in person. We're back to the regular 2-service schedule this coming week, 9 and 11 a.m., with 9 a.m. being mask mandatory. And if you're planning to attend either service in person, please register online or by calling the church office. And all of us here at Venice Presbyterian Church wish you a most blessed Easter season. God be with you till we meet again.